Okay, morning everybody, Jason, Hollis Farms. As y'all know, we went shopping with Slade over there at Owens Outfitters, and I picked up a couple of these Ameristep blinds. Hope I got the camera set pretty good. This one is called the Care Taker. These, I've had these Ameristep blinds before years ago. Hadn't had any of their newer ones. They're not the highest dollar blinds you're gonna get. You know, you can get into the double bull blinds, really nice. I mean really nice, but they're pretty expensive. And I used to have some of them back years ago, but they're pretty heavy also. This thing right here, I mean that right there is pretty light. This thing is, I'm not the best at setting these things up too. Y'all will laugh at me trying to get these things up. Let's see, it is 55 inches across on the floor. When it's popped out hub to hub, it says it's 69 inches across, and then the height is 66 inches. It says it's made for 2 people, but I bet 3 smaller people could get in here. It says it weighs 13.5 pounds. Nice carrying case. I mean, that right there, that wouldn't be too bad. We're fixing to get this joker popped up. Like I said, I gotta work on my hay bale blinds. Had them for several years for my hunters that came. And the material on them, it's my fault, I've left them out. It was starting to go bad because they stayed out so long during deer season anyway. But, well, that's a pretty neat little slide deal there. Got that little lock on it, and where it don't move, pull it tight. Man, never know what you're gonna get. Like I said, these are not the most expensive, but they're pretty nice, and that material feels a little better than they used to. It may have been 20 years since I had one of these. Time flies on us. But what my plan is, like I said, is I want to get several of these set up in certain places, mostly for Sissy. And I want to do it. I know I miss that dadgum deer with my bow, but that's just gonna make me drive harder to go and get something with my bow. It happens. It don't matter how much you practice. That right there can still happen. This is little stakes that ground stakes. Well, they got them jokers tied up in there. It's got this in this moss yoke bottomland camo. I like it. I like sitting in these blinds turkey hunting. It's kind of fun, especially if you get in a spot where you can see. I mean, to me, the ultimate turkey hunting is sitting beside a tree, but it's fun, and it comes with the strings too to tie down and the stakes. It's fun sitting in these blinds if you can get in a spot where you can see. Kind of like deer hunting. I like getting sometimes when I'm not just seriously after one, I like to get somewhere where I can see and watch. And that's how you learn about animals, is sitting and watching them, studying them. And I have never been real good at popping these things out. Gotta get her kind of stuck in there. Boy, it's got like it's got a heavier duty hub system. I may not have enough room in here. I should though. Looks like it's got a heavier duty hub system than they used to have. I need to read the directions. Some people can pop these things out better than I can. I usually end up getting in a fight with them. Need to get it kind of. Usually once you get one of them popped out, you can get the rest of it. But they'll get folded up on you. like I said, I can get in a fight with one of these pretty quick. Especially since I didn't read the directions. Alright, that looks to be the top. It's kind of hard. Some people do it. You can pull on this thing real easy and not be too noisy. But I have the turkeys I actually have killed with a bow. I toted the blind in with me on a turkey goblin, and I wouldn't sit up. I wouldn't sit up quite as close as I normally would when I was, I like it, when I would sneak in with a gun or something. So this is gonna be just a little different. We're gonna look at this thing. I might have to get it in a better spot. I like the camo though. I still kind of that old school bottomland. I still like that. All right, let's see what we do with the. I usually end up tying them down rather than staking them down. But that thing looks pretty good, don't it? All you need is a little stew. Let's see, where's the entrance on this dude? I saw it a while ago. Oh yeah, right here. My lights are kind of jacked up this morning, it being cool. Let's get this pulled out a little bit. Oh, I see. I need to zip that down, so I just got a zipper to go that way. I'll zip this one down so it'll stay square. Oh, wait. I like deer hunting out of these things too. I believe if I get that one zipped on down, right, as far as she goes, I believe that'll keep it square right there. Plenty of room to get in. All right, I'm gonna get in here and drop some of these windows where I have a little light in there where I can show y'all that. It's got the shoot through netting too. All right, so I got that window dropped down and all that's in there is the net. I'm probably not gonna use that net. I don't really like shooting through it, and it's very hard to film through it. The camera, it won't wanna focus right. I'm gonna take this net out of, I may take it out of all of it. All the windows. I like this thing. I really like it. That thing looks good. All right, let me get in there. I got my flashlight on my head, and we will see what everything looks like. These little windows, it's got this window that's made out of the same material as the blind, and then it's got this net, and it's just Velcroed. I'll take them out, but pretty cool little thing here. It's got these little deals right there, hooks, and that's where the window flap goes through that little loop right there. That's gonna work pretty good, but I'm gonna pull the netting out. Of course, you can zip it from the inside once you get in there. I'm gonna probably end up taking most all this netting out because I would just rather fold the window up and leave it like so if I'm not gonna use it, because this camera, let's see, it's trying to focus though. But I really don't, there's no need to have to shoot through that net. I don't want to have to do that. The main thing in a ground blind situation, if you've never used a ground blind, when we take the material out, I just looked all the way, it's got windows all the way around except on the door side, which that is where you're going to want to pretty much put your back to, try to anyway, because I have hunted out of these things enough. If you get back there in the back and you see most people on TV or YouTube, if they're in a blind situation, they've got on a black shirt. When you get in there, zip the door up and get back towards that back, you ain't gonna see, they're not gonna see you. They might hear you move, but they're not gonna see you. It's something about trying to look through that window and it's nothing but black. I mean, I've played with crows before, and if you can have a crow right out in front of you about 10 yards and can't see you, a deer or a turkey is not gonna see you. Man, I like it. I'm fixing to go ahead and jerk all this netting out, and then we're gonna look at it again. This netting probably would help on mosquitoes, but I just feel better with it not being in there. And I'm gonna show y'all why I don't use the netting here in just a second. I have killed a turkey in an old double bull blind shooting through the net, but I don't want it in this one. I'm gonna show y'all how I set it up here in just a second when I get this netting out. I'm not gonna throw it away, but alright, got all the netting out. Let me get this netting out of here. Boy, it's got plenty of windows. Alright, here's what I would generally do. Cut my light on just for a second. Here's your door right here. No windows back there. I got them to my left closed 2/3, to my right closed 2/3. And in the right situation, I may even have all of this closed and just have the front open. But once you get it blacked out back here behind us, they can't see. But I kind of, like if a turkey was coming from this way, I would probably raise this one up and go ahead and clip it in the little clips. And just to make the blacker it is inside, the less they're gonna see you. But this thing's got plenty of shooting windows. If I was sitting in a situation where I knew they was most likely just gonna come in front of us, if I had a decoy right out there, I would probably go ahead and close more than what we've got open. This thing's gonna work. I'm gonna get outside and show y'all what it looks like looking in. All right, so here's what we look like looking in. I mean, it's just, that's pretty much what they're gonna see. Unless you get your face right up to the front, see that shadow how it hits? When you get back in there with dark clothes on, I mean, I generally don't wear black. I end up with camouflage on, works fine. But the one thing you don't want to do, let's just say a turkey walks up to this window right here, where you can see daylight through there. You don't want to be leaning up there. You got to be back in the black or he can see you move through there. So that's why I will leave these side ones open if I know I can sit back in there in the back. And a thing about turkey hunting with a blind, you can pop that thing up in the middle of the field. For some reason, I can't explain it, but you can pop that thing up in the middle of the field just that morning and he won't pay no attention to it. But if you're going deer hunting with it, it needs to be out there several weeks before you hunt it, and you need to kind of brush it in. And a deer pays, when you set this thing up for deer, in my opinion, if you're gonna have this window down, it needs to be down. because it's something about a deer seeing that black hole. They just react a little different. Turkeys and deer's a lot different on these blinds. The deer's got to get used to it. But a turkey, you can pop that thing. There's been a lot of situations where I have went in there, roosted one, and went in there at night, put the blind up real quiet, and went ahead and set my decoys up. And all I had to do was climb in the blind the next morning, everything's set up. That's one way you can do it. You don't have to do it that way, but you can. I have set them up a lot at daylight, or before daylight, before they even start gobbling. When you're moving a blind around like this, it's nice to roost one, but a lot of ways you can do it. That's a nice little blind. I think it'll be good to bow hunt. I mean, you can gun hunt out of them too, but it'll be nice bow hunting out of that thing. For the money, you can't beat them little things. And I like the camo. It's gonna be all right. Well, I was just rinsing the back of the 16 Dodge. I still had some hay that was in the dog box. Getting some of this old aluminum dust and just rinsing her off a little bit. Y'all can only imagine what's gonna come next. Looks kind of goofy without that rail there since the box is gone, but I'm gonna come up with something there to kind of neaten that up a little bit. This up front didn't turn out as bad as I thought it would. That was an accidental angle cut, but it actually kind of looks like I meant to. I may leave this. I can put me some eye bolts there to tie stuff down with. I can always make a flatbed work. Alright, y'all, I hadn't done just a whole lot today after we looked at that blind this morning. Got to raining for a pretty good little while, and I had a few things I had to take care of in town. Back down at the farm, getting kind of late in the afternoon and fitting to feed the dogs and everything, but that's about all I've had today. I ought to be hunting. Dadgummit, I ought to be hunting, but I ain't. It's just about winding down, but I'm still gearing up for next year on my saddle hunting and all that stuff. I like that thing, and I learned some stuff about it today playing with it for a second while ago that I had on my mind, and I'll show y'all that one day. And I'm still working on my climbing system too. But anyway, about to call it a day and take care of the rest of these animals. Appreciate y'all watching. Out of here.